So you're going to lie down on your back and then just let your body kind of melt and relax into the mat beneath you. So that your rib cage just melt and sink down so you can just feel the mat beneath the back of your ribs. Collarbones nice and wide, and we're not poking the chin forwards. Just coming down to lower back, you should just be able to slide your fingertips onto your lower back without your ribs flaring upwards. So maybe just spend a couple of minutes just finding that position, just a moment, finding that position of neutral, that mid-range, so you're not completely flat and you're not completely arched. And you can see as I do that, I'm moving from my lower back, not my rib cage. I've not got my ribs lifting and lowering with me. Okay, so then I'm going to come and find that mid-range, neutral spine, and my ribs are soft. So the first thing we're going to think about is our breathing. So with your core, your diaphragm sits like a little dome at the top underneath your rib cage, pelvic floor sits at the bottom, and you've got this cylinder of deep muscles that sits and attaches in and around the spine. So because your diaphragm is at the top, we've got to make sure that we're breathing in the right way. So bring your hands onto the side and just lower half of your rib cage. So what should happen as you breathe in, you want to feel the ribs expand out to the side into your hands, and as you breathe out, as you release, you relax and they come back together. So it's coming out and then drawing back in. So hands on the ribs can be really helpful here. So breathing in, you almost want to feel like you're pushing your hands away. Then as you breathe out, those ribs come back together. And if you're unsure to begin with, you can help with your hands. So a little bit of pressure inwards for something to push into. Breath in, push your hands away. And even as you breathe out, you can just gently encourage those ribs to come back in and together. So spend about a minute or so just trying to find that idea of ribs opening and closing with your breathing. A lot of us believe that breathe from up here or have little movement in and around your rib cage. So once you feel you've got that, we're going to start to bring in the deep core and your pelvic floor, okay? So we'll first start to think about it from a pelvic floor point of view. So maintain that position of neutral. Hands can stay on the rib cage. So we start with that nice breath in. Feel the ribs open to the side. And as you breathe out, I want to feel the pelvic floor just start to lift up, like an elevator coming up. And as you breathe in, you're going to release, let it go, pelvic floor is going to lower. Okay, so you get that lift on the breath out, and the breath in, you release and let go. Okay, so your tummy, your pelvic floor wants to be able to activate, but it also wants to be able to relax and let go. So the tricky thing is putting the two together with your breathing. Okay, so we'll try that again. Take a breath in, feel the ribs open to the side. Breathe out, start to feel the pelvic floor lift up as the ribs come back together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pelvic floor lift. Breathe in, relax, let it go. Breathe out, pelvic floor lift. And again, breathe in, relax, let it go. Breathe out, pelvic floor lift. So we can start to do that from a tummy point of view. Some people find it a little bit easier to think about it more from our tummy rather than pelvic floor. So let's perhaps think about it more like a corset. So if you find the bone bits of your hips, that corset's going to be running in between those two hip bones, or like a tight belt, or even a corset itself, but quite low down so we're not bracing and gripping through these muscles that sit around your rib cage. Okay. Same idea with the breathing. Take a breath in, open the ribs to the side. As you breathe out, ribs are going to relax back in. I'm going to feel that the lower tummy drawing inwards. Breathe in, open, let it go. Breathe out, feel those muscles draw inwards like a belt tightening, corset tightening. And on an effort scale for both of those, whether you're thinking about it from pelvic floor or tummy, it should be about 3 or 4 out of 10 on an effort scale. Good, and the whole time you can see ribs aren't lifting, the lower back isn't squishing, you're just holding that central position. Great.